Hello everybody!
Hey,
Hi!
today we're going to talk about our experience of Shugendo practice in Mount Kosuke.
We finished yesterday. It's been 2 days, like training. Well, it was like experience, wasn't it? It's like a huge impact to me actually.
And I think in the previous video we were talking about this mountain, Mount Kosuke, which is famous. Which is famous for, or was famous, and now people are trying to revive back this Shugendo practice in Mount Kosuke. And we had a chance to actually participate with the Shugendo practitioners, or what they call Yamaguchi, and we both went to the practice for 2 days in the basing on Mount Kosuke area, and we had some pretty interesting experience.
It was like, I say, a pretty impact in my life.
So white robe, right? So you put on this white robe. I think in Japan, as you were saying, like Shinto funerary practice, people wear this white robe. You know, they actually dress the dead body in a white robe, and they put them in a casket and they bury them. This is like the traditional way of practice, like funeral practice in Shintoism in Japan. Nowadays, not many people actually practice this kind of form of like a funerary practice, because I think when it comes to like a funeral practices in Japan, it's mainly like Buddhist kind of like So with that Buddhist kind of way, we just burn the body, and cremate the body basically, and put that ashes into the grave of that, a cemetery of your family and ancestors. So that's the kind of main practice. So originally Shinto Japanese people buried people. You get it? It was form of a burial practice.
It was pretty hard to like wear this thing, wasn't it? Like, you have to wear this sin pack kind of thing that you were struggling like.
So it's basically made in a kind of traditional way, like cotton, linen, and
and we're not allowed to wear the underwear, so we have to wear the fudoshi, which is a traditional Japanese underwear.
The loincloth basically I'm wearing undergarment, right? So we needed to basically change everything into that. And going back to the topic is basically when we wear that traditional garment or robe, it symbolically represents us as a dead people. So when we practice this form of Shugendo or Buddhist practice, we have to be in a state of death basically. So wherein that represents that we're already dead. So we are not. The one thing is we're not allowed to talk during the practice.
The one thing what we can allow to say is only one thing. It's uketamo, which means basically.
I accept.
That's the only word that you can use.
So you can say is that phrase uketamo, which is I accept. So you have this leader called Senatsu basically, who is the longest practitioner or people who were taught to lead these groups, which included the common people like us who wanted to participate in this kind of Shugendo practice. And whatever the Senatsu or the leader of the group tell us that we have to, say the phrase back with Gitamo, which is I accept.
Gitamo!
That's exactly it. That's all we think we could say, right? And
Gitamo.
And after we wore the garment, which we did, and we get this staff or the stick which we need to carry when we climb the mountain. I think it mainly has a practical reason. I guess there are some esoteric reasons. And then we'll have to carry that staff.
And also this amulet.
And the one we wear now, as you can see, this is like the part of an amulet they've given us. It's considered to be this kind of knotting. Is considered to be atropaic, meaning it has the ability to avert evil, and so you won't have any kind of like evil influences coming to you to when you are practicing this.
So you never like take off, but then once like when you go to the toilet, you have to like take off. You have to pass it to somebody. Which like the reason why was like the toilet is like kind of a dirty place, so you should bring this on.
Because this is considered a sacred object. So you shouldn't bring in a place where places are unclean. So you have to give it to another practitioner to hold it, or else you're going to do your business with it. And after we wore all the garment and the rope, then we would climb
we explained in the other video this mountain. It's about like 1,000 kilos on the top, right?
Not 1,000 kilos.
1,000 meters. Sorry.
So it's not that far. But it's just like I think we kind of touched briefly, but the Mount Kosovo is quite a steep climb. So although it's not far, it does take a lot, like stamina and strength to actually go up it. Usually when you walk it to the main shrine near the top of the mountain, near the top of the mountain, that usually takes about 30 to 40 minutes. Exactly, depending on your pace. So we climbed there. I think I was asked to carry this one called Shugendo, which is like a really big.
It must be heavy, but I didn't.
No, it wasn't too heavy. I think because the Shimeno, as they say.
That was like hard. I think you had a hardest job, right? Carrying this thing and just kind of. Was it alright?
Yeah, I think it wasn't too difficult. Because it's like a big rope. Like if you know anything about Shinto shrine, they always have this kind of rope. I made from, I guess nowadays made from straw. Well, it used to be made from hemp, but nowadays they just use like straw to actually make that. And I was carrying that, and we all climbed, and on the way there's like different as we I think explained it last time, so like in certain parts of Mount Kosovo there is certain spots on location where things in the Buddhist cosmology kind of difficult. Mainly because Hasha said because Shugendo is like animistic kind of approach to this so let's just say Shugendo is like animistic Buddhism, basically.
Like sort of like a hell kind of thing.
Exactly. And the places where we stopped basically mainly reflects the cosmology behind the Buddhist universe and that kind of thing. So we stopped at Fudomyo or Fudoiwa, and the place where. So when we stopped at the Fudoiwa, where there's Akala or Bachala, the Fudomyo, one of the Buddhist deity, is kind of like enshrined in this top of this like a cliff, huge rock formation cliff. That's a traditional way apparently in this kind of practice to enshrine those deities associated with the place, because Fudomyo is always associated with this big outcrop of the rock and then enshrined there. When we get to that place, we actually have to. We were chanting Heart Sutra and the mantra related to Akala, the deity, right? And calling upon that, because there are like phrases where we chanted to call upon the deity or the kamiyas and to give honor to those. Basically, it's just going all these like different places and and we got to that Uksha or and the main shrine of Mount Kosovo, and usually it's not open, the actual shrine. I've been there many times, but
it's your first time to go inside?
Yes, it's my first time actually going. I have seen it open before, but I never got to see it inside too well because first of all it's pretty dark, you can't really see unless you put some other light in it. But inside the Uksha, there was that kind of a statue and shrine. But the guy I was talking about, which was he is the founder of the Shugendo practice. Buddhist, and he's enshrined there. You know, that's because I did hear a rumor that he was enshrined, but this was actually my first time actually seeing that figure enshrined in there. You know? So that was pretty, surprising, but like pretty rare sight to see, and I was kind of, glad that I was able to see it. And when we got there, we all had to sit down and start chanting again. Hanya Shingyo, which is like a heart sutra, basically. It's like the basic form, like a sutra or kyo, as they say in Japanese, where, it's relating. Basically, like it's an essence of like the Buddhist practice. Heart sutra is like the essence of like Buddhist kind of belief in idea condensed to one, what they call like sutra or chant, basically. So we had to recite that, and with it done, mainly that is the part of the chanting heart sutra is the Buddhist kind of practice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have another chanting, which is more related to the Shinto side. Yeah. And it's completely in Japanese. And you're calling upon that basically deity that dwells in that.
So every time like song changes, like depends on like deity, like what in front of us.
Basically, when we call it, we always say like kami, or we call upon the kami of the tree, or kami of the rock, or like kami of this certain deity, or even like a Buddha and that kind of thing. The Bodhisattva and all these kind of different deities, we always put like kami after it. Yeah. Because like in kind of Shinto ideas, like Buddhism, Bodhisattva is kind of considered to be like a kami or gods in a sense. So in that kind of like Shinto frame perspective, Buddha and kami are no different. They're considered to be a kami. So kind of Shinto belief that everything has a kami. Or everything has a spirit, you can say. Then every tree, grass, flower, rock formation, water, they all have indwelling spirit or deity or kami or like gods. So, but with these kind of practice with Shugendo or mountain asceticism, it's like they believe that certain places have more powerful kami or deities attached to it. So usually it's that kind of like strange rock formation or like big, usually a huge tree or something like that. They believe that they inhabit more powerful kami or deity. So that when we go to that certain spot, then we chant. We chant this kind of like incantation or like to call upon the kami or call upon the kami there, and like we're basically giving praise and like asking them for their blessing. So throughout this time, we're practically speaking, we're not allowed to talk to each other, or there's no chatting. In a sense, I actually didn't mind that at all, because I'm I mean, of course, you want to talk about certain things, but it's like when I'm usually walking, I'm not talking to myself, so it doesn't make much difference to get it, because there's that kind of understanding. It's not, of course, everyone's like, quiet. Of course, the leaders and us have to speak and everything. Well, he's not main one who basically speak. We just say, we get on. That's it. Then from the main shrine, we climb to further on top of the mount course again, which I actually haven't been. I know
it's my first time as well.
Exactly, there was that path going before you get to the main shrine. There's like a path on your left side that goes up there. But I always heard the rumor that bear might be hanging around there because it's like a scratch mark. Exactly. In Japan, we still have like a lot of like, especially bears and animals that can actually harm us. It's not like UK where you have nothing. Practically, you have birds, but they can't do anything to you.